I might have to change it. Alright. So, yeah, let's go down a little bit. 3000's fine. Oh no. There you go. Okay, good. Okay, so this stream is going to be a little different than normal, because instead of actually playing something, I'm going to be helping with something, rather, instead. So, I kind of wanted to. Yesterday, I played Beat Saber, and it was a disaster. Basically, it was just it went downhill. Because I played a lot of custom songs, and they were really horrible. So what I wanted to go over right now is just kind of like a tutorial-like, where I'm going to might have some interruptions here. Give advice on how to actually make a chart, a decent chart. No, I'm not gonna name which ones are bad or good. I'm not gonna call out anything. I'm gonna be respectful about it. And another reason why I'm streaming this is because it's going to automatically upload and go behind YouTube and Twitch, and you know that kind of saves some time, because if I put this together, the rendering time will probably be astronomical, considering that this is going to be like a 20-minute video or 30-minute video at most. So with that being said, in order to get your hands on this editor, I'm going to be posting a Discord to the mod Beat Saber mod group on the description, and you can download it from there. Just look for the beginner's guide channel. You'll see the download links there and all the steps you need to download. So I'm not going to go over that, and I'm only going to go over a little bit as to how to actually use the editor in general, because like I said, they have a lot of guides there. What I really want to touch upon is how to actually add the notes properly, and how to, you know, fix your BPM and how to divide properly. Because, you know, when you make a Beat Saber song, you do kind of require some kind of musical knowledge, and you know anybody can get their hands on it and anybody can do it. But what I'm saying is that, you know, you have to have basic music knowledge on this, because you know you can't just get in there real quick and then just be like, "Ooh," it's not gonna work that way. Okay, you need to have some basic music knowledge, and that's kind of what I want to go over right now, and hopefully I'll explain this in a decent manner. You know, I teach music, or I'm not teaching anymore, but right now, before I taught, and I'm not gonna be speaking like a teacher, but I'm gonna be speaking as if you were trying this for the first time ever. And so you might know some things already. Don't worry about it. Just give me time to progress through each section. And you know, first things what I'm gonna go first is BPM, and that's beats per minute. This is the most important part of the song. Two reasons. Number one, it's going to determine how synchronized your song is to the notes, and number two, how easy it's going to make your life for both you and us when we play it. Okay? Now, I've played a lot of custom songs that they're so off sync. Okay? They're not to the beat. You know, the notes are off. You swing maybe like 2 seconds later to the beat or before the beat, and that's not good. It's the point of Beat Saber is so that everything is synchronized. It's a rhythm game, you know. So you want everything to be in synchronization. Now, in order to find the BPM, that can be a little tricky, and I can understand why some people have a hard time. Now, there's a couple ways you can do it. Personally, myself, since I have a music experience, I use a Metrotone. I open any kind of software program that lets me edit music or anything like that, and I find the Metrotone, I turn it on, and just dissect the song, you know, just try to, you know, synchronize the Metrotone to the song. And this is something I've been doing for years and years, so I can pretty much find it in about a couple seconds. But you know, for most people, this might be really challenging. So you know, sometimes the authors might give information about the song. If you Google it, they will probably, you know, put the BPM of the song, or they you can use, you know, some kind of software that analyzes the BPM. There's one called Mixmeister's BPM Analyzer. They, you know, you slap a song on there and they'll probably give you the, you know, the BPM. I don't know how accurate it is or how accurate online stuff is. Like I said, I use a Metrotone, so it's, you know, it's a bit of a long shot, but if you get it right, just make sure you get the right BPM. And if you know that it's not right, don't upload it and don't continue charting the song, because if you do that, you're gonna head into a tree and then you're gonna crash on it, and it's gonna fall on you, and then you're gonna break everything else. So like I said, if you don't know the BPM of a song, Google it, try to find some song info or a program that lets you find it. And personally, I use a Metrotone, like I said, so you can probably go on YouTube and Metrotone, find a number and try to synchronize it. So I'm gonna be using one of my custom songs that I'm working on that's almost done. And the first thing that I'm gonna mention here is once again the BPM. The song BPM for this one is 190, exactly 190. How do I know that? Because I use the Metrotone, but there's also song information for this. This is actually a song from DDR, Dance Dance Revolution Ace. It just came out for it. It also came out in a few other rhythm games, but particularly it came out for this game, and they actually show the BPM of this song on the it's like on the top right corner. So now let me show you what it's like when everything is synchronized properly. Okay, this is gonna be, I'm gonna divide everything. I'll get to this in a little bit. Let me just show you first what it's like to have something synchronized compared to something that's not synchronized. So this is when you have the correct BPM. Okay. Again, it's 190. Let me turn on the tech here. Always make sure you have this on, okay? Because if you don't, it's not gonna work out very well.
The forces of darkness. What begins as a struggle for power.
Now you notice that everything was going to the beat. All these red notes. You heard that? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Perfectly synchronized. And I know, like I said, bear with me here. I know it's obvious, but if we were to change the BPM to something that's incorrect, even by a small value, okay, by 1, say. Let's say I have put 189, okay? Listen to it again. And I'm going to go even further fact because it might take some time before it starts synchronized. So we'll go here. And then
on one side, the forces of darkness. What begins as a struggle for power.
so now you hear it, it's completely off, okay? Doesn't make any sense at all. It's not going to the beat. Once again, we'll go back to 190, exactly the song's BPM.
On one side, the forces of darkness. What begins as a struggle for power.
Yeah, that's a lot better, right? So like I said, if you mess up the BPM of the song, you will not be able to make any of these notes go to any part of the song. Not the beat, not the guitar, not the synthesizer, nothing. So get the BPM right. I'll get that out of the way now. So now what I want to touch upon next is how to divide the beats, okay? So once you get the BPM right, this will make your life so much easier, okay? Now, you see here, about here, okay. You see here, the measures are divided by 4 lines. Fat line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Let me actually put that in more visual perspective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And you notice it's always 4. It's not 5, there's no 6, it's always just 4, okay? That just basically means that the Beat Saber is going by 4 beats per measure. So, 1, 2,
side, the forces.
and you'll notice that every time it lands on the beat, it's always that fat line. So always remember that the fat line is pretty much your emphasis on starting the next beat, and it's a good way to find out if your song is actually synchronized. And if you get the right tempo, you'll double make sure. You always put the notes on the fat line,
On one side,
and it's always on the beat. So I should have just played this side over here.
on one side, the forces of darkness.
Okay, I'm tired, so don't mind my horrible guidance here. So dividing the beats is not really that hard to do, and once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to do any part of the song. So down here you have something called cursor precision. Excuse me. And it's gonna say 1-1. When you first load in, it's just gonna be 1-1. So let me show you what happens when it's at 1-1. Okay. Now you have four lines here, 4 beats. Okay. But if you notice that I can't put anything in between these lines here, I can only put it on the fat lines. That's because you're telling Beat Saber that you only want to you only want to put a note on each first beat of the song. Of every line here. That's all it is. If you divide it by 2, say 1/2, then you can access half. You're dividing it by half. So now you can access the middle beat. I'm sorry. So now you can put notes in the middle beat. And let me show you what that sounds like. So it's just... And this is basically basic music theory. If you look at a note sheet, we would call these 8th notes. That's what they are. These right here are 4th notes. This will be 8th notes. It's just basic music theory. So they're gonna sound faster, but everything is still gonna be on the beat. And let me show you what that sounds like.
On one side,
Yeah. See, much faster compared to just...
darkness. What begins as a struggle.
And like I said, you can use this for faster parts of the song. So if there's a guitar or like a drum rolling, you can probably speed it up a little bit by doing this. Let me show you an example. Here's how I use 8th notes. So you see how I use some of these notes, the faster notes, the ones that are divided. It sounds faster, but it's still going to the beat, and it gives the song a little more, juice. So if I go back to my export chart here, I'll just show you that I used a lot of these in my song. Right here. Oh, what? Sorry, let me turn on the tick. It doesn't turn on by default, so you have to turn it on. So if you're... So now you can see how I use the 8th notes, the faster notes. It synchronizes the song nicely too. So if you have some like guitar going like that, exactly how you place it here, then you can use it. It's that simple. Now, yes, you can go even faster than this. If you want to go between the lines from the middle, then you divide it again. Instead of 2, you put 4, 1, 4. And then now you can access pretty much every single line in that entire measure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Let us know. And then I'll show you what I use for 1/4 notes. Let me go back here. 1/4, yeah. So you hear how I use on the drum roll kind of section, I use the faster notes. You know what I mean? Let me play that again for you. So generally, if you're gonna go this fast, you want to use that for like really fast sections of the song. So if you got like a guitar solo, you can probably chart it with these fast notes, or like a drum roll. Assuming your song is that simple, not complicated. I can't really go over the more complicated songs where you have to divide by 1/6 or 1/9, because then we're touching upon triplets at that point, and that's a little more advanced music theory, and I don't think I can cover that whole thing. But if you have a song like mine who's simple, or got like, just something that isn't through the fire and flames, you're not making something that's 9 minutes long, this will make much more sense. So again, that's all it is. Put 1/4, you got the right BPM, you can divide the notes and add them however you like. So That's simple. So, and after that, once you divide, you just start adding the notes according to the song. And yes, it will take some listening to do. This is not easy. I mean, it's easy, but you're gonna have to have some aural ears, to listen and know where to put the right notes in there. Because like I said, once you get the right BPM, then you'll know what to put the notes. And here it is. And one of my friends brought up a good point here. You can use the spectrogram here. I don't know how to say it. The wavegram, whatever. And that might have some emphasis on the more beats, the stronger beats. So like right here, for example, you see how this note goes directly to this spike right here, because there's like some kind of bass kick. So that could help. I don't know how maybe people prefer visualizing than hearing. So you can use the wave and just use that as a template for putting your notes. So here, once again, you see how the spike right here is right directly on this line. Another line is right here, and it's just, you can see the more faster sections of the songs are waveformed here. And then you got the snare over here. I don't think if the snare shows up very more clearly than, yeah, see, the snares don't show up too kindly, but that's something you might want to have to do by ear, because it's still complicated to just visualize it than to hear it. So I definitely recommend just put a ear out and so yeah, everything will be easier by ear, but it's still there, and it's still there to help you if you want to visualize stuff. So once more, I'll go all the way back here. If you want to make your notes faster, just divide it by add 1. You have 1, and then you have 4. Add a double amount, and then 8, 12, or 6. No, actually not 12. 12 would be a triplet. You want to do, it's always 1, 4, 8, and 16. That would be the appropriate number. Because like I said, this is music theory stuff, and I can't really cover all of it. I really doubt you'll ever use 16, though. I mean, you don't want to make your beat players move inhumanly, because let me show you what 16. If you divide by 16, and you got beats in between every single line here, and this is just not really gonna work out for your players. I mean, the notes are going inside of them, so looks like a like when you buy a bread and they're all stacked together. So yeah, generally you're not gonna want to go this fast. You always stick around 4 or 8 at most, but 4 would probably be like the more average number that you're gonna probably stick with. So that's all it is, really. If you want to access the lines in between, just divide it. Add double the amount each time. So and there you have it. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then let me show you what 4 sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I guess I'll do 8. I mean, I've never really used 8 on this song. It's completely unnecessary. But just to show the speed difference between each notes and how much you're dividing, it'll go sing to the song. So right here, this is 1. I mean, 2. Yeah, so generally you're probably gonna want to avoid 8 too, for songs that have a high BPM like this. So anything like above 150, maybe that'll be too excessive. You want to stick to 1.4, unless the song really has a crazy solo. Which brings me to the next point of the tutorial, is how you actually use your notes. And that's something that a lot of custom charts have so much problems with, that bothers me severely. And maybe that's what they meant to do. That's fine with me. I'm just giving advice on how to actually make a good chart. Now if you're gonna make a decent chart, let's say your song has a really fast BPM, like mine, 190. You generally want to avoid the fast notes, like I said, because it's not going to be fun. You're just going to torture your Beat Saber players. And just because a song you have it on expert or expert plus, it doesn't mean you have to go completely batshit. That's not how it works. It's just telling you that you're gonna make more complicated moves, and you know, maybe you'll go faster, but not any faster than the Flash. Okay, so don't be excessive about it. And there's a reason why you hardly ever see any expert plus charts, because they're unnecessary, unless you're just really putting excessive amounts of work into it. It's not necessary. So I'll show you the difference between a basic two different charts, okay, a hard and an expert. This is the expert chart, and obviously I have notes. They're all going to the beat, to the song, more than my hard chart. So listen closely to this. And then I'll show you my hard chart, just so you can see how I actually divide the difficulty. So when I go lower, I make less, people do less, okay? Ignore this entire section. Oh, I'm sorry, let me turn that on. I keep forgetting. You see it's not going all over the place like my other chart, right? It's going to this chart instead. It's going not going to this chart. It's going slower, but it's still kind of going with the song. It's flowing with the song nicely. So that's if you're going down a difficulty, or you just don't want to do anything complicated, and you know you're not really that up there yet with how to hear. Then you just do something simple like this. Now, if you notice, there's two things you want to avoid doing. Number one, I'm gonna get straight to the point. Do not add excessive notes to this mid level. Okay? If you do that, you're gonna block people's views. They're not gonna be able to see what's coming ahead. It doesn't matter if you lean to the side. See, this is a good example right here. Let me show you. Now, this is the viewpoint that players are gonna see. If you lean to the side, you're not gonna see very much. Okay? At the most, you'll see the next note on the left side, and like I said, this is what you're gonna see. This is what they're seeing. It's not good. Don't do it. Avoid it. Do not put excessive notes in this middle lane. Do it only when you're gonna move somewhere. Okay, now let me show you what that looks like, because maybe that's really obviously hard to visualize. So there are a couple middle notes that I used, and let me show you how to properly use them. But you generally want to avoid them. Now you see here, this is a good example right here. Ah, every time. It's like 3 times now. Now, you see how we use the middle lanes here? But my players know that they're going to have to move up, and they can look down. They don't even have to, crouch or anything, because they'll see that note on the bottom there, the next note. It's going to be a blue. And I made it so that they only have to do this. Up, down. It's not going up, left. Okay, that would be ridiculous. Up, down, right. Up, left, right. It's nothing crazy. It's up, down. And they can see it. And then I do it again. Up, right? And then straight down again. So it's basically just doing this motion. So that's how you want to transition when you add notes in the middle lane. Let your players see the notes that are coming ahead, so that they don't freak out or misslice, because it's just not fun for them. So if you're gonna use the middle lane, just do not add excessive amounts of notes, because it's not good. It's horrible. You're torturing them. Okay? And now let's say you just want to do it because that's your intentions and your chart's evil. Then go for it. That's fine. I'm not gonna give you shit about it. It's not illegal, and nobody's gonna give you shit about it. It's completely fine to do it. It's not gonna kill you. But the point of this video is to make a good chart, a decent chart. Okay? So generally, that's what you want to avoid. Do not block people's views using the middle lane. Okay? Because it's not fun. It's just not good. Bring him down. Put him on the lower lane, and if you want to go to the middle lane, then have a pattern. Instead of doing something really complicated, make him go down, up. Okay? That's a good motion. People love doing this. It's like fucking, I don't know, just raving, I guess. I don't know. Just don't block people's views. You can even do something like this. You know, you can actually do upright and up left. That would still be pretty good because you're doing almost the same motion. You're going down and then, see, which is fun. It's really fun if you do it, and you can do this pattern over and over again. And it's still in the middle lane, as you can see. So it's a fun pattern. So know your patterns, okay? Another thing I noticed that I see a lot is that when people use the divide by 4, okay, or not 4, but divide the beats to 4, so you can access all lanes, okay, they tend to add these kind of patterns, okay, like they'll do something like this, okay, just listen, observe, okay, you see that? Yeah, okay. Now you try playing this. I'm gonna freeze it here for a moment, okay? And you try doing those motions, and then try doing it at this speed right here. Yeah, okay, no. And I've seen that in a lot of charts. Believe me, I'm not fucking around. They're everywhere. For the love of God, don't do this, okay? That is just bad charting. You're just being a fucking dick, okay? And nobody's gonna like you or your chart or the song, okay? So don't do that. Don't. Okay, word of advice, don't. This is actually genuinely me telling you don't do it. It's not advice, it's me telling you don't do it because it's bad. Instead, if you want to go fast with arrows, do a pattern, okay? Do this. Something like this. Up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, actually, this is not right. Well, that might still work, but let's do a more simpler pattern. So this pattern is a very basic one, but it's really fun to do. And all of this is you're going down, down, up, up. Down, down, up, up. That's all it is. It's the same motion as the one I showed you here with the double notes, okay? You're going like this. When people see this pattern, upcoming pattern, they're gonna know what to do, trust me. It's used everywhere. If you want to do fast notes, do this pattern right here. Okay? You're just going like this. And it's fun and people love it. Okay? Do a simple pattern like this. You can also do it with one hand. Believe me. It's so much fun to do with one hand. Do the same amount, do the same pattern. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Okay? And all you're doing is, you know, you're doing this. Now this might be a little too fast for it. I do have it on my song, and let me show you what that looks like, just to give an example. But it's not actually that fast. It's divided by 2. So what you see here, for example, see this how I tilted it. It's on the left, right, left, right. So you're going like this. Okay? Okay? Excuse me. So that's all you're doing. Make a pattern, okay? And you know, if you're gonna go that fast, like I said, use dotted notes, okay? You can do that pattern, but I would recommend you use dotted notes. And dotted notes, you should know what they are. Basically, when you add these, it means you don't have to go in any direction at all. You can just swing the shit out of it in every direction you want. So when you do this right here, So right here, this is the pattern. Okay.
On one,
If you're gonna divide and go that fast, use dotted notes. Okay.
on one side,
And all you're doing is just, you know, okay.
on one side,
So if you're gonna go really fast to this point, definitely use dotted notes. And you don't have to, like I said, use the pattern I showed you right now with the whole, you know, up and down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, up. There it is, a good example right here.
begins.
And it's kind of almost the same principle, because when you go to here, you're going to be hitting the notes like this. And you're kind of making them to do the same thing with this. You know, it's just, but you're doing more motion. You're going up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So do a pattern like this. Just make a pattern, okay? And if you want to do single hands only, if you're going to make a player use one hand only, you definitely want to do a pattern like this. Okay, I messed that up a little bit. It should be going to the right, so like this. Sorry about that. I am tired, my friends. I've had a shitty day, okay? And I'm still here alive, so if you're gonna make a player do with one hand, okay, do something like this, because all they're gonna do is do this right here, this motion right here. I have the camera on for this, actually. I thought it wasn't gonna be important to have the camera on, but I had it on because of this reason. I wanted to show you what the motions in hand look. And I'm gonna play this for you. I'll go ahead and launch it. I have my sensors on, so my VR is like right here. You know, but I'll show you what it looks like. Serale. Sorry, I live with family, so they're loud. As you can hear, I'm gonna have interruptions. Anyways, so like, let me show you here. What was I lost myself. Right, one hand. Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like. Now, like I said, this is borderline fast, so it's not illegal, but it might be crazy. So try not to go too crazy, because if you notice over here, I'm not going that fast. I'm actually going fast, not faster, but I'm going less faster than that. I'm sorry. What the fuck am I saying? Let me show you here. Right here is a good example. There you go. Okay, here it is. And you notice there's no notes between these like the ones over here. So I didn't divide by 4 here, or half the notes by 4 here. This is 1 2 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. So but like I said, it's gonna happen. You're gonna want to do something crazy like this, and it's actually saving on the chart, so I have to erase these. I'm sorry, but I hope you visualize that properly. Okay. So you know, like I said, make patterns. If you're gonna make your player do something like this while the song is that fast, you know. You know, that's not gonna work, okay? That's gonna be torture. So avoid this patterns, these nasty ones, and do a pattern of your own.
Forces of darkness.
Something that they can do with one motion instead of, you know, whatever, you know, Jedi fucking, I don't know, just avoid it, okay? So do these kinds of patterns. They're fun and people love it. This brings me to another point about adding notes, is how you actually use double notes, or I call them chords, which is basically just these right here. Two notes, you hit them all at once, okay? And generally, I know it's kind of obvious, but you want to put these when there's like a really strong emphasis on the beat. So like if there's like you hear a crash, or a beat, a kick, or a bass drop, that's where you want to put them. So listen to, I have two double notes right here, and you just hit them at the same time, okay? And listen where I have it though. Pay attention. Observe. Okay? Bam! Okay? Strong emphasis. Okay, so try to put those on those kind of beats, okay, where you have a really, there's a build up and then the build up ends and there's a crash, there's a cymbal, try to add them on those. And like I said, I know it might be obvious, but trust me, I've seen a lot of double notes that make no sense in a lot of charts, like all of these would be doubles on some charts, and I'm like, what are you trying to emphasize here, bro? Like, not working out, okay? Now, another thing I noticed a lot that really triggers me, but it's not illegal, is people will do something like this, okay? Something like this. And it's not bad, okay? But people abuse it sometimes. They put them everywhere. So, like I said, this is still the same principle. Add them on strong emphasis beats. Or if you're going to have them all over the place, then make this pattern right here. Because all you're doing is slashing. That's what you're doing. Okay? So, like, it goes back to what I said earlier. Make a pattern with it. Okay? Don't do something like this and make them transition to this. And then this. Actually, it's kind of hard. Well, this one's still possible, actually. This is not too bad. How can I use a really bad example? I mean, maybe something like this, something dumb shit. It's kind of hard to do that. So try to avoid and look for the areas that you can fix. If you notice here, I'll go down with my sword. You can make these instead go to the left, okay? You see how I had them to the right? Make them to the left. So that when the player hits this note, this chord, they're just going to go like this. Swing, and then back. Back. See, it's a very easy and passable motion to do. Okay? So make him do, and play with it a little bit. Make him play around and see what motions you can do and what motions you cannot do. And the ones you cannot do, most likely the other people can't do either. So just play around with it and don't do excessive amounts of motions. And like I said, put these chords or double notes on emphasis on beats so that it kind of looks nice. And I'll play it for you again so you can see. And pay attention to the other notes as well, all the double notes. I see that. Another one, two notes here again, okay? Bam! Okay, so it makes sense to have it there. And once again on this section right here, you heard that? This right here, okay? And I have a lot of them here, and you can hear they're going to the snare, so there's a strong emphasis on the snare. And it's a fun pattern. You can do this, you're making do this, and it's really fun. It's really engaging. So, like I said, just look at the way I add emphasis to these beats. Okay, so, like I said, it's not illegal if you don't use them or you put them somewhere else. It just looks nicer, and it feels good to hit something really, with more emphasis when you're gonna add it to your song. It's nicer. It's elegant. So try to do that. Okay. Now, I think I covered a lot of note placements and what not to do and what to do. So hopefully that helps a little bit on how you structure your song. Avoid those horrendous patterns. Don't do anything like this. Okay. And I see this a lot. Don't do it. It's not fun. You're not gonna know what you're doing. Try to avoid the middle lane by adding excessive amounts of notes, because you're gonna block the view, and you're not gonna be able to see what's going on. Okay, as you can see here, it's move it somewhere. Okay, if you're gonna put notes in the middle, move it somewhere. Okay, so I have put 2 notes in the middle. I'll move it here. Bam. I can see that from all the way back here, but I can still see which notes are coming first, and they're the middle ones. So transition it to somewhere where the player can see where they're going, so that they don't have to oh shit, I can't see anything. The middle lane is, you know what I mean? So make it transition to the side, to the bottom, up higher. You can even go higher. You can still see that. See? So higher, that works too. But don't put everything in the middle lane. Okay? And I see this a lot. It's not good. See what I mean? Like what is happening there? Okay? So don't do that. And if you do, try to make a pattern like the ones I showed you over there. Okay? Do an up down, down down, up up, down down, up up. And the player will assume that that's what they're trying to do. After they restart and fail, they're going to be like, "Oh, it was doing that one pattern." Okay. It's the same principle. You're just doing this. And, they might fail it the first time. They can just retry it again, and they'll see that you were just trying to do this. Okay? So you want to challenge your players. I know. But just don't make their life hard. Okay? And then transition it to somewhere they can see. So you'll go to the side maybe at the end, The side, See? So I can still see that from afar. And I know that I'm going to have to just do this, okay? So, yeah, that's it. Just don't overcomplicate things. Don't spam the middle lane and block people's views, okay? So, yeah, that's really it for note placements. Don't do anything like that, I guess. Mine's, I'm not really a mine expert. I really add them when, just simple notes. So you see here, I got a mine here. There's another one here. So I'm not really gonna go too detail on that. It's just add the mines where, don't put them, somewhere like here, and then do something like, where can I show a really bad example? Maybe something like this, That's kind of ridiculous right there. You don't want to do something like that. Especially how fast the song's going. They're going to hit every single one of them. So I would avoid something like this. But yeah, I don't know what else to bring up on that topic. And the same thing for walls. I can't tell you how to put walls in your song. You do them however the hell you want. Just don't do anything like... let me go all the way back here. Don't do anything like... you know, okay, because that's just gonna be ridiculous, especially at this speed. Okay, they're gonna literally just throw their body into the side and probably hit something. So don't do anything excessively. Make them fun. I used to have walls here on this song, but what I did was I did something like this. And have a gap in the middle too, so they know they're actually gonna have to move eventually. So something like this is really nice. And then make him duck. Go crouch. Hit C, crouch. Okay, oops, I didn't mean to hit that. So this is really nice right here. You can easily do this, and I'll show you when I play this song. I'll leave this on here. And you're just doing this and duck. Okay. So don't do anything excessive on the walls either, because people are not gonna like you. And I've seen crazy shit. I've seen people do something like, and it's still possible. It's not illegal. You can do it, but I've seen people do, you know. Let me see the control real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Shift and mouse wheel. Okay. I'm still kind of. Oh, there you go. The controllers are a little funky. And then I see. Move that one. I shit you not, this is what I've seen before too. But it's fun, you know, it's nothing illegal. You just kind of, you know, ducking down there a little bit, you know. So if you want to do that, that's fine too. You know.
On one side, the forces of darkness.
And people will throw notes in the middle here too. Like they'll make you hit notes while you're like just bunched up like a baby, okay? And it's fine. It's nothing illegal, so you can do that too. And just make a fun pattern, you know, up down, up down. Something light. You don't want to kind of go crazy in there, because that'll be mean. Okay. There you go. You're just doing this. Okay. So, yeah, just a little advice from making walls. Don't get too crazy about them. So, I think I covered most of the topics that I really wanted to. I don't know how else I can help somebody in making a chart. That was really just basic stuff. You know, like I said, when you're gonna go crazy, make sure you have a reason to go crazy. So let me, like here in this section, hear that drum roll, you know. Okay. And you know, add emphasis on beats when you're gonna use double chords, you know, so it sounds like you're, you know, feeling the beat. And like I said, I know there might be some obvious stuff, but trust me, I've seen a lot of charts in Beat Saber, and they don't follow any of the advice that I have. Like, they don't make the chart flow nicely, and so that's kind of why I'm doing this. You know, it's just going over basic stuff and make sure that. And I know a lot of friends kind of requested a tutorial, so I'm kind of, you know, showing them how to actually refine your chart, I guess, in a way. Now I'm gonna play this entire chart. This is my own one. I'm going to be publishing this probably tonight or tomorrow, actually. So let me show you what this finished product looks like, and then you can kind of see how everything I said in this entire tutorial comes into place, in terms of how I use the fast notes, how I use patterns, especially with one hands only. And so let me show you that real quick. I've gotta launch the game first, don't mind me. And you know, I think this is a really good song for this example, because it kind of shows how I put everything together, and it just flows like a dream. Okay. So let me get this rolling. And I'll be playing the exact same song that you saw there, so nothing different. Everything you saw there on the editor is what I'm going to be playing right now. So, no monkey business, no nothing at all. And this is the song right here. It's this one right here. Oh shit, where is it? There it is. Okay. Without further ado, let's show you what it looks like.
On one side, the forces of darkness. What begins
And there you have it, guys. Okay? Excuse me for a moment. Woo, that was pretty wild. But I hope you saw how I put everything together with what I said earlier. Just, you know, so much emphasis on you know, the snares, the crashes, the kicks, the bass drops, all that shit. Yeah, it's a kind of a workout. Yeah, it's a challenging song. But it's, if you look at the chart itself, it's nothing complicated. It's not excessive, and you know, it's not trying to throw you off. And so, like, just use my advice, and like I mentioned, just, you see all those patterns that I was throwing in there, especially with the single hand. I was just doing up, down, up, left, right, left, right. It's not left, right, up, nothing like that. So it may look crazy at first, but when you play this song and you see the patterns and you do them, it's really simple and it's fun. It's really nice to do. So, and especially this section over here, I don't know if you guys saw that, but the patterns over here, you know, bum 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 bum, you know. So notice how we use those double chords, you know, on the snares. So get some strong emphasis on those beats. You know, make your player feel like they're actually hitting something, okay? And you know, it's just general advice, really. And especially here, this is a good example. Look, notice this pattern here. You're doing this. Okay, you're doing like a circle kind of thing. That's a fun pattern. So explore, you know, mess around. Play with it and see if you can get a pattern down. This is what I did for this section in particular. Okay? So it's just a circle. Alright, actually I have it muted. Let me replay that. There you go. Okay? So, you know, just, it makes the song more fun, okay? And that's it, really. And you notice here, again, one-handed patterns, up, down, nothing too complicated, but it's still really fast and challenging. You still have to move your arm like hell. And the same thing here. Here's another pattern that I found, you know, it's just do this, you know. So that's fun as well. Now, I'll go ahead and play another song that I made that's currently available for download. It's currently available for download, and I'll play it for you guys. I'll play the hard version, I'll play the normal version, so you can see how I put all these ideas together and made a decent chart that's not trying to, you know, trick you into anything. Okay, it's still hard, don't get me wrong, but it flows nicely per se. Okay, so let me put on my headset again. Excuse me. I did. Oh, great. Well, that's fine. There you go. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So this is one of mine. It's called Astrogazer. It's from Dance Dance Revolution. I'm trying to bring a lot of Dance Dance Revolution songs into this game, so let me show you what this looks like. And yes, it's gonna be a little hard. Doesn't mean you have to. Alrighty. Okay, so I hope you saw the, the patterns there. You can see how a lot of it went together with all the advice that I gave. And it flows nicely. It's really nice, fun chart to play. It really is. Now let me show you the hard version. I'll show you the hard version because I have a lot of emphasis on 2 notes as well and some really fun patterns that you might be inspired by. So let me show you what this looks like. It's a lot easier, so hopefully I don't die in this one. Alright, so that has a lot more examples, really good examples of what good patterns look like, or fun patterns. And I hope you guys were able to see this, or my friends and everyone who's watching, or is going to plan on make songs and is going to watch this. Try to make those kind of patterns, okay? And I want to go over that real quick, so let me reset. I'm already sweating my ass off. Jesus Christ. On my own songs too, believe it or not. So let me put this back into a visual perspective. That was this song. I gotta go to it real quick. There it is. Okay, I'll go back to this chart right here. Let's select hard. So just a couple of things I want to bring out real quick. Aside from the, you saw the emphasis on the beats with double chords. But patterns like these right here, where you swing your arm, like you're raving. You want to do stuff like that too, because people love it, okay? It's fun as hell. And let me just show that once more again. So just kind of do things like that, it's fun. So, look from these patterns and try to replicate it, or, make it more funner. And make it go down, up instead, you can do that. Left to right, like you're waving a glow stick. That's kind of what I try to do here, in the sense that I was trying to make the player kind of dance a little bit, and it's fun, it's not necessary. It might look dumb for some people, but it's just, I thought it was fun, and you'll see this in a lot of songs. So try to do things like that, and make your chart less boring, okay? And something you hopefully notice as well while watching the difference between the expert and the hard chart, how much I downgraded the difficulty. So instead of a lot of eighth notes, they're kind of rare ish, and 16 notes hardly make an appearance at all. compared to the expert chart, which is all the way down here. You'll see some 16 notes here. So, you know, if you're gonna make different difficulties, just make sure you curve down your difficulty, okay? Don't add the same amount of notes as your expert chart. Reduce the amount of notes and make more fun patterns, make them have less crazy shit, but still make it go to the song in a way, like I did here. So it's just one of those things where you have to play around with and, you know, see where you can find that, you know, that pattern of yours, that you, however you want to make it. And again, if you noticed, there's no monkey business in this chart. There's no, you know, blocking in the middle. There's no patterns where I'm confused and what the fuck am I doing. And yeah, so that's really just the whole point of this video. So, and especially at the end here, you might think, okay, you're blocking the view, but they're the same exact notes. You're just going left, right, left, right, and once again, that's what I try to do. It's like you're holding glow sticks. I try to make the person go like this. Okay? So, you know, you can get away with it if you make some actual fun patterns, but you have to make sure you know what you're doing. And that's really it. That's all I got to cover for my tutorial here. It's mostly just how you make your patterns and making sure you have the right BPM so that all of these fall together in place. And I don't want to go over the lights too much because, I mean, as a matter of fact, they're the same principle. The lights, this is your light section over here on this side, the right side, okay? And it's the same principle. You're using notes to change the lights, okay? So all these blocks right here indicate a single block is a note, and whenever the line crosses that block, it's going to change the light according to the color that you pick. So it's the same way. You can make it go crazy, you can make it go to the beat, okay? And that's exactly what I did here. You notice that I have it goes with this last light right here, changes, the top lasers change to the beat every time. Okay, you see these lights right here? The X, okay? So it's the same principle. You're syncing the song, and everything that you learn from this side, you can apply it to this side as well. And you can, you know, divide it in half and add as much as lights you want to change. And you'll see here the order of the lights that you can change. You have to kind of pan out your camera a little bit here, and then you'll see, you know, right lasers, left lasers, track rings, back top lasers, and, you know, the speed of the lights, the way you want them to move. So same principle, nothing techy, and you don't need to learn how to Unity model, nothing like that, okay? You're just putting blocks on the beats, and you can kind of use the left side as a way for you to help you as well. So if you got like a bass drop here, like I do here, okay? You know, I got an emphasis on this beat, strong emphasis. I know there's something going on here, and I can just change the lights, add the blocks here, and I know something crazy is gonna happen here. And let me play that for you. Okay, crash. Okay. And I think I have a bass drop slash drop here, right here. Okay. And you notice I made the lights fade, you know. And it really goes well with the song. So if you're gonna add lights, you know, just do something like this. Make it go with the beat, flow with the beat, and that way people actually have something to look at or just kind of immerse themselves. You know, it's not dark, it's not boring. You got lasers raving all over the place, and lights are changing to the beat, and it's really fun to do. And that's really it. You know, that's all I got for lasers and lights, okay? And I did want to show quickly, as the lower difficulty I get, the less notes I start adding. Okay, that should be fairly obvious. But I still have some pretty fun patterns to do here, okay? It's the same one, kind of the same as hard. You kind of got that swinging, okay? You know? So you want to entertain lower difficulties, and, you know, don't make it too easy to the point where they're just like... No, just make some fun patterns in there. They're gonna be able to do it, okay? You know? because they want to learn. They want to get up in that difficulty, and the only way they're gonna do that is if they know what patterns you're trying to throw. And try to add all difficulties, because if you don't, if you notice, if you download a lot of Beat Saber tracks, they only have expert or like expert plus, right? You want everyone to have fun, you know. Don't just give it to the people who are just okay. Give it to everybody so they can have fun too, okay? And maybe that's just preference, or maybe you don't have time to make all the charts, and that's completely understandable. Personally, I have a lot of time, so I always make a difficulty for each song, and you know, give everybody a chance to have fun. So, you know, if you have the time, then do it. And it's really fun. And it's not going to be a lot of work compared to your expert chart, because you're reducing the amount of notes. So you're going to spend a lot less time on easy and medium compared to your hard and expert, okay? Because you're not going to have crazy shit on easy and medium like I do here, for example. See how everything's really just on each one beat, right? Whereas my expert chart, I had notes like in between all of these, right? Okay, and that was a lot more work because I had to listen closely and make sure that everything. Whereas this, I'm just kind of adding emphasis on each beat and making a small little pattern so the medium player can enjoy it. So yeah, don't be afraid to go a little patterny on medium, okay? Because they're gonna love it. Medium players want to learn and get up to hard and expert. They want to get to that level. Now this is just completely preference, but I did reduce the amount of lights on the lower difficulties because I didn't want to distract them too much. They might enjoy it if they actually do have lights, but preferably for me, I reduced the lights for that reason alone. But you don't have to do that. That's just my preference. It's really not a big deal at all. But it has a lot less lights than the expert chart because, you know, it might throw you off sometimes. The lights might, you know, oh shit, you know. And especially for somebody who's trying to get into Beat Saber for the first time and all this shit is happening, you know, I try to be, you know, accommodating. So, you know, I reduce the lights on lower difficulties just for, you know, just so they don't, you know, struggle too much. So yeah, that's all I got really. So right now I'm just trying to finish my own song here, which will probably be done either tonight or tomorrow. I am now working on the hard chart, and you know, this shouldn't be too hard to do. Oh, too hard to do. I still got the patterns from earlier. Look at that. It shit's automatically saves for you, so don't be afraid if your game crashes or this crashes, because it would automatically autosave. So yeah, that's. I think I've covered everything I needed to for somebody who's going to start editing a song or two, and you know what kind of patterns you should go for, and how to add emphasis to beats. I think people are going to struggle a lot when it comes to dividing the beats, and you know, just make sure you get the right tempo, the BPM. Okay, you need to have the right BPM or nothing's gonna fall in place. And like I said, Google it, find the song info, or use a Metrotone if you're like a music wizard like me, and you know how to find it like on spot. Okay, and once you find the right BPM, everything will fall in place. And yeah, that's really it. I have no idea what else to cover here. Keep a good ear. Listen to crazy stuff so you can go crazy. Just don't, you know, go too crazy. If you're doing a song like Through the Fire and Flames, I cannot help you with that because I don't do those kind of songs. I cannot imagine what the guy went through to put all those notes in that song, and bless him for actually trying. In fact, he's got balls, okay? So he did an entire... And he did 2 difficulties, if I remember correctly. He made an expert in a hard chart. So props to him for actually trying to nail a song. If there's any song that I want to show as a good example for good patterns, it's the Gangnam Style one. And let me show you what that looks like. And do the expert one, okay? This is a really good chart. It is so much fun, okay? And you know, maybe I should just play it instead. This is not gonna work very. It's not really gonna visualize properly. So let me show you this song real quickly. I got the game open back here, so I just gotta turn the audio on here. Switching to the game. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and play Gangnam Style. I know, trust me, I know the song is. Just bear with me. Observe the patterns on this song. Make it as an example for your own chart. If you don't like mine, then let me show you one that's actually more funner. Okay. Once again, let me put my headset on. One moment. Alright, get my controllers, and let's go straight to Gangnam Style. Observe the patterns in this song.
Open Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. 사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 너는 선호해 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선호해 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선호해 그런 선호해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 오빤 강남 스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남 스타일 섹시 레이디 성숙해 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 여자 이때다 싶으면 묶었던 머리 푸는 여자 가렸지만 웬만한 노출보다 야한 여자 그런 감각적인 여자 나는 선호해 점잖아 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 선호해 내가 되면 완전 미쳐버리는 선호해 근육보다 사상이 울퉁불퉁한 선호해 그런 선호해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 오빤 강남 스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남 스타일 섹시 레이디 위는 너그 위에 나는 너 baby baby 나는 뭘 좀 아는 너 위는 너그 위에 나는 너 baby baby 나는 뭘 좀 아는 너 what I'm saying 오빤 강남
Woo! I almost dropped my controller. I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남 스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남 스타일
Oh, Jesus Christ. That is a hell of a song. So you notice they even try to mimic the the Gangnam move in a way. So just things like that make a song gold. Okay, and this chart specifically is I think is like one of the highest rated right now. That's what you want to do. Okay, so that's another perfect example and of a song, and I'm gonna go to it real quick. I'm not gonna modify it or anything like that, just to show what it looks like. But you see that those patterns, and then when he was going really fast in this section over here, where is it? This section right here with the eighth notes or the 16 notes. I'm sorry. Da, 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 da. You hear that crazy part? But it's a simple pattern. All you're doing is going in circle with this hand. Because he got down, up, down, up. Same thing with this hand. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so a good example of how to use a pattern on a really crazy section of the song without killing your players. It's fun and it's engaging. And then same principle here, doing that arm thing, okay? And it's challenging. It's not easy. You gotta use a lot of energy to hit those fuckers, okay? Same thing here. It's not easy. You gotta learn for it, but it's a simple pattern and people will get the hang of it eventually. But this entire chart is not easy. It's a hell of a challenge. So, and he did something over here as well where he kept swapping these notes right here. So we're doing something like this, and then you crisscross, over and over. That's also a really fun pattern that you can do. So really, really just such a beautiful chart. This guy is a genius, okay? And I mean, fantastic. It almost makes me believe one of the devs made this chart. That's how good it is. So I hope that you learned something out of this entire thing. I know I dragged this for almost an hour and 20 minutes now, so that's a really long tutorial. But it's filled with a lot of information on how to get to the point of everything, and I'm not just throwing this advice because I feel like it. You'll see this kind of patterns and notation even in the official songs that the devs made. They also have these kinds of patterns. So you're actually charting like them, and that's what you want to do, okay? So if you play the original songs that are in this game made by the devs, these patterns are in there as well. So I'm not just making any of this up. This is what you want because it's what you see, and it's fun and easy. And that's all I got for you. So I hope anybody who watches this from the beginning, I'll put some timestamps on the video so you don't have to watch me for an hour talking nonsense. Put some timestamps on each section, and just yeah. So I hope you download the editor. Once again, I'll post a Discord link to where you can get it on the description. I wasn't too specific because I know I'm streaming on Twitch as well. I don't know. I'm mostly a YouTube person, so I'll have to figure something out for Twitch users. But once I do, I'll see what I can do, and that's it really. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you find any of this useful for your own Beat Saber charts. I'm almost tempted to do another song just to end this stream, so why don't we go ahead and pick something that's crazy. I'm not quite sure which one of these are nuts and bolts, really. I'm almost tempted to do this song, but I'm horrible at it. It's really difficult. So it's a good chart. It's just that holy crap, this guy's got a lot of stuff in this chart. And if you want to actually see how badly crazy he goes, this is a fun pattern here. Okay, and I didn't bring that up, but sometimes you can make patterns where you will cross over your arms, and this is like a good example right here. He does this and then this, and then you have to cross your arms. So if you want to do crossover arms, those are really fun too, and don't be afraid to do any of those. You'll really enjoy it. But I guess I'll just show you the chart from here. I don't think I want to play this. This is really torturous. But you see here on this section, once again, for the millionth time, I'll bring it up again. I'm so sorry. But I just want you guys to visualize so you know what's going on. You see here, he goes really crazy with the notes. Once again, it's that simple pattern. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Okay? See that? Let's play that one more time. Eh? And you see how he's doing that down, 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 up, up. Sorry, my mother is going nuts right now. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. A simple pattern, okay? So just do something like that. You know, it's not complicating things, you know? And he gets a little excessive on the mines, as you can see. If you go all the way over here, he's got a little tunnel, okay? And more mines, okay? This chart is nuts. I can't beat it quite yet. It's a little crazy. And he'll do the same thing here again. Once again, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. So, you know, make a pattern like that. Don't overcomplicate things so that your players don't get overthrown. And, you know, make him do something really ridiculous. Now, I'm going to show you the section where I lost real quick. I'm trying to do a tutorial. Can you please start off? I'm so sorry. God, I lost myself. Where am I at? I'm like sweating my ass off and I'm dying here. My voice is losing because I just spent an entire hour on how to actually make a fucking chart, and then this woman here just comes in and or just Spanish sardines. Okay. This is where I lost, okay? He makes you put your lightsabers in the middle here so you don't hit anything. I've never seen anything like that before. I thought that was really clever. So if you want to do something dumb shit like this, go for it. I think it's really entertaining and fun to do. And then you have to like kind of, you know what? Fuck it. I'll play this chart. What the hell with it? I'll show you how batshit it is, okay? Now I'm suddenly hyped to play this goddamn chart because I'm looking at this and I want to see if I can beat it. I'm gonna have no fell mode on though, okay? Don't judge me. Okay, let's play this dumb shit before I go. Okay, last shit of the day. Okay, let me switch. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and shut this off. Sorry about that ear rape. I don't know why it happened. Don't have a very good microphone. Okay, let's do this shit, yeah. I'm gonna fail it. I might turn no fail mode on, because this is not gonna work out very well. And immediately it starts in the tunnel. As you can see, I'm in a fucking tunnel already, so yeah, it's not a really nice chart. Friendly chart. Well, that escalated quickly. Let's do that again. What? I don't understand this. Oh, it's not over yet. Ah! What the fuck? That wall near the end, I thought that was going to fail me. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I almost fell. Yeah, so as you can see, that is a really good example of a nice, fun chart that's excessively nuts and fun. Okay, so I'll probably timestamp that on the video as well. So yeah, that's Jesus Christ. If you're gonna make something like that, you can go fuck yourself. Okay. So, what was that wall near the end? What was the purpose of that? It's just like telling you, you know, you made it to the. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, you made it to the end. Now you're gonna die. You know. Oh my God, that was ridiculously fun. Then. So you can take a lot of inspiration from this chart as well. I hope you don't, but it's a pretty fun chart. That is definitely an expert plus, by the way. Holy mother of God. Damn dear me if I had to play that again. I almost thought it was much harder than Through the Fire and Flames, because Through the Fire and Flames only has some crazy notes, and really it's not patterns. This has patterns on it, so... so it kind of goes back to everything I said, mentioned in this tutorial. That was really fun. I like this, you know, kind of a square... Whatever the hell that was. I don't really know what that was, but... Okay, that's enough for me. I am done streaming for tonight. I hope you found my tutorial useful, and I hope that you take inspirations to your charts. Again, I will timestamp shit, and that's all I have for you guys today. So thank you for watching, and you know, I'm gonna be one of those guys who says at the end of every video that you need to donate, subscribe to my Patreon, follow my Facebook, follow my Twitter, follow my YouTube, follow my Twitch, follow my everything. I'm just kidding. Just leave a like or something. I'll be happy with that. Okay, I love you guys. Have a great night and enjoy the rest of your... What day is it? Friday? Tuesday? Wednesday? Wednesday. Okay, I'm sorry. I've been living under a cave. Wednesday. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Actually, it's still Tuesday for me, but a lot of people are in the other side of the world, so it's Tuesday for them. So Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Shut the fuck up. Good night. Love you guys. I'll see you somewhere. I don't know. Blast off!